Top four teams in the AL East are probably, I think you look at our win projections, or our playoff odds. There we go, our playoff odds projections. We've got the Rays, Blue Jays, and Yankees all winning 87 or more games. The one we're really low on is the Orioles. We only have them at 75 games projected. Part of that is just the variance of that roster, but I don't think anyone would be surprised if the Orioles did what they did again last year and are part of that contention picture. And that leaves out the Red Sox, who I'm not particularly high on right now for a variety of reasons, but not a team I think that is going to be as bad as, say, like the Tigers or the Royals or the Nationals or anything. A team that if everything breaks right will also be part of that contention picture. So yeah, very legitimate chance that there are at minimum 3 playoff teams from this group and potentially 4 depending on how the AL Central and West shake out.
Well, John, the Yankees, who I think we should say is the favorite going into 2023. They get Aaron Judge back. Mm-hmm. The lineup is still deep. It'd be nice if they got a full Aaron Hicks healthy season there. Mm-hmm. Starting pitching especially. Well, little cause for concern there with the
when we talked about the Frankie Montas stuff.
That stinks.
It's again, like Lux, not one of those things that costs you the division, but one of those things that definitely hurts and lowers your ceiling for sure.
My question to you about the Yankees, are they deep enough, do you feel, to be the favorite and win the AL East again? Do you feel good enough to say that they should comfortably win the AL East again?
I don't know about comfortably, but I think they should be the favorite, and I think they do have the depth barring injury. Mm-hmm. I know when Montas went down, we talked about how that pretty much removed New York's latent starting pitching advantage in that Domingo Germán goes from being a kind of swingman 6 starter type to firmly locked into the rotation, assuming he gets the nod over, say, Clark Schmidt or someone like that. And the fact that your starting pitching depth is now purely minor leaguers like Davy Garcia, Clark Schmidt, Randy Vasquez, potentially Matt Crook, maybe Johnny Brito. The Yankees don't have much in the way of veteran starters just kind of languishing in AAA, waiting for an opportunity. So their rotation, as you see it right now, pretty much is it. And with the exception of Montas, they're not gonna get any internal reinforcements beyond Montas and the kids they have in their farm system. So that's a potential area of depth. I think obviously the other big thing, like you mentioned, Aaron Hicks in left field. That's kind of a fluid situation where that's a position where I think they've kind of figured, let's just see how it plays out. Maybe they're still waiting for the price to come down on a guy like Reynolds. Similarly, with Josh Donaldson at third base, we saw last year that's not really. It doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot of juice left to squeeze out of that particular fruit. But if nothing else, having a healthy DJ LeMahieu makes things a lot easier for New York just in terms of the versatility and depth they have defensively. If Donaldson is struggling, LeMahieu can quickly step in at third base. If Gleyber Torres takes a step back, LeMahieu can step in at second base. I think the depth is good on this team, and I think especially when you consider what they have going on with the combo of Oswald Peraza, Oswaldo Cabrera, and eventually, I think it will happen this season, Anthony Volpe, to give them a really big boost up the middle potentially where they were, and on the left side of the infield where things were a little shaky last year. I think that could be a really good group for them to come in. I mean, Peraza and Cabrera will probably start the season on the roster. I imagine Volpe will be up at some point during the season, but I think those guys can give them a nice solid boost either on the left side of the infield or potentially with Cabrera as a kind of Marwin Gonzalez type utility guy who can play the outfield, who can play the infield at some positions, and just be a useful pinch hitting bat. So I still like them as a favorite. I think they've still got the right depth. And the thing is, it's still a very good farm system that should be able to produce the prospect necessary that if the Yankees do need to make a move along the lines of Brian Reynolds or to add some starting pitching depth, I think that opportunity is right there for them.
I would tend to agree, John. A team that we might not agree on, but I want to go down this model for the remainder of the 4 here. The best case for the Tampa Bay Rays bouncing back in 2023 is what, John?
Better health, which is already off to a bad start because they're going to be without Tyler Glass now for at least the next 2 months. So Not ideal. But it involves Brandon Lau having a healthy season. It involves a fully healthy season for Manny Margot because I think as they saw last year, their top outfield prospect, where'd he go on this thing? Josh Lau. It's weird how they have all the lows and lows. Josh Lowe did not look ready for prime time last season in the brief appearance he got. I think that's still going to have to be Margot, at least for the time being, until they figure something else out. It's going to be getting a full good season out of guys like